As I stated, I just get out whatever I need to say. That's step one, because if it's inside, I'm not keeping it inside. It creates reverberations of pain. So I created this on November 30th, 2023, and now we're going to listen to it. The reflection, how many days later was I able to listen to it? Just a couple, so this is good. I'm going to probably remind myself, and then, like I said, respond, because I'm doing two things at once, listening and editing, and also visually. Okay, let's see how this works. So now all the data has been collected. It's clear to me that the next step is to start attaching the written pieces of the methodology. Not sure exactly how I'm going to share this, but I am putting it together. What is all this? It's too abstract. Let's make it concrete. Let's make it three-dimensional. Let's hear it, so then eventually I can see it. Because when I think in words or lyrics or poetry, I visualize it. I feel it on my body. When I read books, I get excited. I get scared. I want to read that passage again. I love the word, so I read it aloud. This was what enjoying reading was and what I tried to give to my students. So I'm going to interrupt myself as I listen to this again, because no, the subscription, what it does is tells me who is following me, absolutely. Because my intention is not to put myself out there in a dangerous situation. The least likelihood of anyone purchasing this is actually pretty guaranteed. So I'm pretty protected. I just want a safe space to keep working on this. And then, like I said, eventually I'm going to have a collection of poetry with all the explanation, I guess, of explanation of how it was created during, well, under duress and during eustress. That's it. The best and the worst came out of me, and it came out in poems. So why? Because that is my safest space, I guess, to learn in. Well, it's private as well. Nobody knows my poetry. Oh wait, only one person has ever heard any of my writing, and this was an artist who showed me the way you think. So no, not all this writing has happened to me. Some of it's my clients, some of it's my experience being a school teacher in a public school for 12 years. Some of it's being a nanny. A lot of it is sitting with my friends and talking to them about their problems or their relationship issues. Because I wanted to double check, am I hearing this correctly? No. Let's hear it, so then eventually I can see it. Because when I think in words or it's the same thing. So I already did this. I don't have to podcast this. Great, but I do have to put it up in YouTube and then get rid of it. So we're going to add more images, and then
is a trio of.
We're going to add some images and then remove those images by putting them on the iCloud. So that's it. I've already heard this. So we're going to use the images to now describe. All right, it's different. The beginning is the same. There's a new intro. There's a little similar bit to remind you, okay, I did post this. And now the next thing is for me just to watch the visuals triggers and try to explain it. Thank you. This is step 2, the reflection. Green is for growth, and that's LPCS school. The principal kept talking about the importance of growth, and that's why I'll be attaching the Facebook page that was created to combat the students calling themselves stupid. Also, my godfather's in here. And art. That's the origination of smarter, smarty, smarter than trauma. UK and Britain, Great Britain and the United Kingdom and the US are connected, not just with the colors and their flag, but they share a language. I was able to go there so I could practice speech in a country that wasn't going to trigger me, in a city that wasn't going to trigger me, as I dreamt about tartan sheep, meaning I got to get my butt to Scotland. All right, jugs. That's, well, anxiety is sobriety in this relationship, and the question, what's wrong with him? Yeah, please don't track me. I had a stalker. But I fed the birds on the balcony and watched the cat stalk the birds, and that was the first step in removing it. This and that. We're going to make it really simple, and that is that cat. Imagine that, the cat. We're going to zoom past this, because this was me writing for the first time and sharing my voice. Hello, hi. Ivy's going to say hi to you now. I lost my voice during a time it would have helped me survive. Duh. Only because it was the first time I was challenging? No. First time I ever said, hey, doctor, why do you think that way? And they could not handle it. Oh, my Lord. I watched everyone crumble and fall. Let's move through this. You can read this. And the identity I for teacher and how I got my identity back. We're just going to make it fast. Okay. Also, the pronoun I, because capital and lowercase was really hard. There it is. Okay. Now done. You always think it's over, but it's never over. The bell ringers of King Charles' coronation and this song. Ding dong, ding dong, ding. Not sure what that regards to, except maybe that I deleted a lot, which is the most I've ever deleted. And numbers are out of order. Okay, good. All right, the fantasy, the fairy tale. That's why when you study literature and sort of the history of, I don't want to call it society, but in French, le roman means book. I don't want to say that's the basic for romance, but romance was kind of created. Food, I'm not going to lose food. I'm going to be writing something about food is love, but also how food is hate. And red, the color red. All right. Not going to lose the color red. I'm sorry. I can't trigger from a color. That's bizarre, but sensory. All right, let's move forward from this. Oh, yeah. The word hot just appeared. This was the word I was like, what are you doing? When I realized this is what this person is trying to trigger me from. Okay. Now I'm talking about Oprah interview, tabloids every day. When there was no news about a certain couple, I was actually feeling pretty good. The tit for tat, inner thoughts must also get out. The seed in the UK. Okay, get out, exactly, keep talking, but also get out of my house. Maybe that's what this is from. The repel, insect repellent, body is literally going to reject. And if that's the sensation that created this person who had to send me this apology, because I was rejecting them, I wouldn't hang out with them. Oh, this has to end. No, it doesn't. Because of what you did. You made fun of my face. And I cannot believe I'm ridiculously happy. This is the thing that this other person did. And so how many decades later did I understand that behavior? But I also understand how I got through that by saying, hey, a strong identity of my face. Truly avoidance of my face. I don't want to live like that anymore. That's why when you do find things, you're going to be like, whoa, she's all over the internet. Her face is definitely right there. So how can she be fearful? And that's the point. I confronted the fear by posting in places that, quite frankly, no one's going to understand. And that's maybe what you need. Oh, the word fanfare and fanatic and sports with mental health. All right, how SMOO will help. I'll write about it. Yes, I will, because that's the origin of the kids being bullied. David Michalowski, the therapists need to confront this person too. And the question that seemed to connect everyone, did you feel different? And I kept answering them and they wouldn't accept it because that would be the simplest explanation. I was like, no, I was assaulted and I was exposed to the school and I'm being exposed to the union and the Board of Ed. To be revealing and show some skin. And that's why the first discussion, the behavior of a school principal to not report molestation, that's why I was there. Why did you come back after you were injured apparently? Well, because they were using my bathroom because they put me in a storage closet, but the storage closet did have an attached bathroom. And that's where I let the student go to. And there was crickets and I thought, what is this? So now I'm living with this non-response for the rest of my life because of them and because of these people and because of that person, because of him, her, them, that. No. All right, here's the first writing I did. I can try to find the date, but no. $30,000 was the original price, but then we decided on $6 because he didn't even think anyone would donate $1. That's why it's $1 for a truck. Hello, can you provide the dates we connected on the phone? Another department was able to. And looking forward to talking to you because now I know the questions to ask you and I'm out of that adrenaline. Oh, there's the cold. That's the mental abuse. That's that child who can't feed and drink themselves. And there's Larry. And there's the horses for the first time that I wrote and shared my story and listened to somebody sharing their story about trauma and why they got into charity because there's always a story of trauma. But you know what? I don't know anymore. I think these stories of trauma are used just to get money, not just in charity format. But so is that just you're a sucker? Well, no, I have a traumatic brain injury and I'm saying you can take advantage of me. So are you going to do that? We'll find out. Friends on Tears. That's where I formulated my decision to walk away from gossipy groups and women. This time I wrote in it, so it must have come up again. Nice bromance and no to that opinion, misspelled, about survivor victim. Did you feel different? Okay, we'll explore this more. I'm gonna put that at the end of this so I remember. All right, more of my writing. You can read it. You can pause it and read it. Champagne glasses, as well as a carafe or decanter, I forgot. Well, I invited, contacted as your to say, how are you doing after your assault? Let's fill in the blank. Say, hey, I might not be what could be a blank in front of a word friend to describe the friendship when it's clear it's only for, what is it only for? I've been to several weddings, and the first thing that's mentioned is, oh, does so-and-so know this? Oh, yeah, they know everything. Or no, they don't know anything. It's like, why do they talk about this? Why is this the first conversation when old friends are meeting up again? It's a little strange, right? And the last little bit is obviously Neptune, home PTSD origin. Got it. And now, gonna share it to end it. That's indescribable trauma, because when you describe it, write about it, speak about it, it ends. It doesn't have its fearfulness. Get it out. Brought to you by Never Got the Girl, because they kept getting it out. So if you're going to talk like that, careful, the person that's listening might get concussed and might get stuck in these loop-to-loops, but for a reason. When you hear these stories repetitive, all they could talk about was the asymmetry in fashion, and that goes to the asymmetry of my face, and also the date of this wedding I was in. Oh, I wasn't in it, I was attending, and that is when I first realized, because I had to take a photo of myself. I'm like, oh my god, my face is asymmetrical. And finally, the bromance, because I'm going to make that review. David Michalowski, I contacted you to privately speak about what you did and embolden this person to do more. And also this sense of difference. So yes, the feeling of difference can create a lot of mental health issues. Right. Real world example is going to be the heir and the spare. And the only community you can touch within is being a school teacher, being a nanny, being a friend, being a neighbor, is when people are treated differently within a family. Well, what are they mostly upset about? Money and I guess subtle bullying, and sort of talking about them behind their backs and saying things like, what's wrong with this person? Well, as a school teacher, I'm going to answer every question. Thank you.